Steel City. Is everybody ready to go? Let's proclaim the greatest radio show.
We are back, fans, with our third 3 and Out episode. I'm your host, Jim Sella, in studio with Jay Dash. We probably should have 3 hosts when we do 3 and Out. That way I only have to talk once.
Yeah, we each talk about one topic.
And then I can leave.
I like it.
I like it too. I don't like being in a room with you too long.
Well, let's do 2 and Out. Punt on third down.
That's what happens when you have Michael Vick. We moved on to
Get
Landry
outta
Jones,
here.
man. So we got
Stop.
3 downs.
Stop
3
with
downs.
this.
What are we doing on first down?
I don't know. What are we doing?
I don't know. You claim to be the brains of the operation.
Well,
here.
you claim to be the host of the operation.
Why host? You brains. The brains is supposed to tell the host what to do. The host just
Yeah,
hosts
I'm
it.
supposed to tell you before the segment, and then you're supposed to put it together and then host the damn show.
This sounds like a lot more work than I wanted to get into.
All right, let's start with the undefeated teams then.
Let's do it. Who do we got? The Patriots, the Broncos, the Packers, the Bengals.
You're all over the place.
and
Yes.
the Panthers.
Yes, you are all over the place.
What do you mean all over the place? It doesn't have to be in a specific order.
You didn't even stay with AFC first.
I don't care what division or conference they're in.
All right,
They're
well,
undefeated. That's what
a
matters.
couple of these teams are on a bye as well, so they're going to stay undefeated through week 7, and that's the Bengals, the Packers, and who else? The Bengals, Packers, and Broncos.
Broncos, Mr. I stayed in the conference. You just went from conference to conference.
Yes, I did, but I was just asking. I was asking you.
Yes. See, I'm just pointing out that it's not as easy as you think to be the host.
Well, I'm not trying to be the host. Just move on from this.
I think the Patriots obviously have the best chance at staying undefeated, although I realistically don't think any of these teams have a chance at staying undefeated. The Packers usually lose 1 division game a year. The Bengals, they're going to lose to Pittsburgh twice. The Panthers, they may. They've already beat the Seahawks at home. That was a tough game.
Right.
The chances of being 16-0, though, are just so slim.
No, I don't see it for the Carolina Panthers either because they have a good defense. They have a good quarterback in Cam Newton, but really they don't have much else around them. I mean, they don't have the stud running back. Jonathan Stewart's been okay this season, and they had a little bit of bad luck at the beginning of the season with their top receiver going down and Kelvin Benjamin, obviously. And
Funchess hasn't done much.
Yeah, Devin Funchess, he's had a few drops this season, and he's just not what people hoped he would be. And we told you before the season that he wasn't Kelvin Benjamin, and he couldn't replace him. But what else have they got out there?
Teddy
Ted Ginn and Jericho, Cautery.
Yep.
So that's
The
the
walls of
receivers.
Jericho.
Now you have Greg Olsen, though. He is a beast, and
On
that's
my
really
fantasy team.
yeah. Cam Newton to Greg Olsen is the combination out there that's gonna work this season for him. But they need to get some receivers in there, and there's really no possibility of them going undefeated. I thought Atlanta would have a better chance than Carolina, but Atlanta went down to New Orleans.
Yeah, coming into last week, there was a record amount of teams still undefeated, but then the Falcons lost it. Let the Saints beat the crap out of them. Way to go, Atlanta.
I could definitely see the Packers doing it too if any one of these other teams. You said, yeah, they lose a division game, but it's Minnesota, Chicago, and Detroit. Detroit was supposed to be good this season. They're garbage. They're 1-5 right now. The Chicago Bears, they just released another player on their team, I believe.
Yeah, they might as well just release their whole organization.
Yeah, I mean, they did get 2 wins since they got rid of Jared Allen. But they're still not a good team out there. And then the Minnesota Vikings, I mean, that's the second best team in that division. And I really don't see them threatening Green Bay in any way.
Peterson, baby, he's going to ram the ball down their throat for 3 touchdowns.
I mean, they can beat them. I'm just saying, I wouldn't count on it.
Teddy to AP. I love it.
So, I mean, the only chances to me are New England and Denver still. I know Peyton Manning hasn't been as good as people wanted him to be this season. In fact, his arm may be beat, but I tell you what, he's still playing winning football, and they got a great defense out there. And who knows, maybe Peyton Manning does start to get a little bit better down the stretch as well.
Listen, unless Noodle Arm gets one of those exoskeletons that the soldiers are using now, there is no way the Broncos are going undefeated. I'm about to release Peyton Manning on my fantasy team.
Well,
He was
that's
my
fantasy
4th round
football,
pick.
though, man. You don't have
Dude's
to be
garbage.
a good fan.
But he has more touchdowns than interceptions this year. He's on pace to not even throw 20 touchdowns this year. He's on pace to have the most interceptions since his rookie year. He's on pace to have the worst quarterback rating since his rookie year. He's just garbage this year. Luckily, the defense has kept him going, and he's made some plays when it mattered.
Yeah, he's
and
making
they've won
plays
some games.
when it matters. I mean, you seen Tim Tebow was going undefeated for a while just by making plays in certain situations, and Peyton Manning's still a lot better than Tim Tebow ever was. I don't know. I think Denver is one of the best teams in football still, even though Peyton Manning is not a beast anymore.
He can't even feel the ball on his fingers anymore. He said he has no feeling in his fingertips. And I know this would never happen unless Manning got hurt, but there's rumbles of moving Brock Osweiler, I can't even say the dude's name, into the starting lineup or trying to use a quarterback rotation.
Yeah,
stupid.
When you're undefeated, I think that's just pathetic.
Way premature. If Manning's arm fell off, then yeah, okay.
But I mean, I look at them, and they got the Oakland Raiders, San Diego Chargers, and Kansas City Chiefs in their division. And really, the Chiefs have been terrible this season, sort of like the Detroit Lions. A lot of people thought they were going to be good. In fact, the Chiefs thought they were going to be elite this season, and they're just garbage. San Diego, they have a great passing game, but they don't have that great of a defense. They don't have a run game out there. And then the Oakland Raiders are the Oakland Raiders, and they're in second place right now. So really, Denver, to me, has a chance to win a lot of games this season. They're going to be in the playoffs. I mean, when you're 6-0, there's a very good chance you're making the playoffs. I don't see why not. I think Peyton Manning's going to be okay, man.
Who wins the game between Denver and New England?
New England, I believe. New England's definitely the better team right now.
Screw you, Denver.
But if it's in Denver, man, I don't know. That's still going to be a tough game because Denver got that defense out there, and New England's going to play some tough games this season. In fact, this week, the Jets are going into New England, and the Jets are 4-1. I mean, that's a tough division. You got the Jets, the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they're okay. They started out hot like they do a lot of times, but they still got some talent out there. And then the Miami Dolphins, if they can turn it around as well, like they showed last week.
I'm not buying your Kool-Aid. Tom Brady beats the hell out of Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I think
I don't care if they play on Mars. That's just my opinion.
Do they play in Denver?
I can't remember.
You can't remember.
If you click on Denver on that little contraption you got, it might tell you.
Yeah, the game is in Denver this season.
See?
So there you go. We're going to find out in about a month, man. The game's on November 29th.
You know what else happens on November 29th?
What's that?
Nothing. I was just saying that to try to get you all excited.
Yeah.
Didn't work, apparently.
No.
I've never seen you get too excited, so I just figured I'd give it a shot.
It's right after Thanksgiving, though, right?
Yeah, turkey.
So there you go.
Are we playing in our annual Turkey Bowl this year?
You're dead wrong. Are we going to do our annual Thanksgiving segment for lines?
Please believe.
Damn. I don't feel like doing an extra segment that week. So, who's going to stay undefeated the longest? Is it going to be the Patriots? They play this week. Like I said, they play the Jets. Carolina has to play Philly. It is in Carolina. I picked both New England and Carolina to win this week, but I think just the fact that they have games this week gives them a better chance of losing their undefeated record.
Obviously, but I think it's going to be the Patriots and Broncos. The Patriots are going to roll into Denver, and they're both going to be undefeated, and then the Patriots are going to beat Denver, so then the Patriots will stay undefeated the longest. I'm not saying Carolina's not a good team. They're not elite. They're good, and they're probably going to win their division, and I know they beat the Seahawks. The Seahawks aren't quite what they were. I would give Carolina, they're probably the third or fourth best team in the NFC.
Well, I'm going to say this. You said Denver and New England are going to be undefeated in that game?
Yeah.
Well, Denver plays the Packers this coming week.
They're going to beat them.
They're going to beat them. They both have a bye, and then they come out of the bye and play each other.
Where do they play at?
The game is in Denver.
Oh, yeah, they're going to win.
So there you go. One of these
down
teams
with you, Aaron Rodgers, and your child molester mustache. I'll take Peyton's giant forehead over the molester mustache any day.
Are one of these teams going to win the Super Bowl?
Denver or New England?
Oh, any of these undefeated teams.
I think New England has the best chance in the AFC, and Green Bay has the best chance in the NFC. I'm going to say the Packers have the best chance out of any of these teams.
So are the Packers going to win the Super Bowl
No,
this
the
season?
Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl.
Are the Packers going to represent the NFC?
Yeah, we're getting our revenge. This is Ben Roethlisberger's revenge year against Aaron Molester Mustache Rodgers.
Double check.
Yeah. Discount, double stash.
All right, what else we doing?
What was our second segment? This was your job here.
This was not my job.
Oh, wait, the second episode.
Second episode?
The second topic for this episode. We were going to talk about the DraftKings and FanDuel controversy Everybody loves them some daily fantasy. People are getting tired of fantasy leagues, the regular ones, because your team's beat after 4 weeks when you go 0-4. Then you're stuck with this beat-ass team. Or you're 6-0 and somebody goes 0-4 and then they don't pay you and you're pissed because you get no money even though you won. So everybody's moving to this daily crap. I've never played it. You've never played it. I keep trying to get us both to play it. You want no parts of it.
Sounds like losing a lot of money to me.
I mean, from what I've talked to, a lot of people bet like $1 and then win 30, man. If we know what we're talking about, we have to do this research for these fantasy segments all the time. We got to have some kind of edge. The people working at
how
these
many
companies,
people win? Like, if you enter a contest with 5,000 people, how many of these people are going to make some money?
I think like the top 1,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
well, we can do that.
You're not like going to break the bank. They show you the commercials with these $1 million winners. That doesn't happen very often. You know what I mean? But you can easily turn $10 into like a $500 winner and not even have to finish in first place.
By starting Landry Jones because he's cheap.
Please believe that's what you need to do. He's the sleeper of all sleepers this week.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
But what do you think about these people? I think it was DraftKings playing at FanDuel, because I'm pretty sure FanDuel already didn't allow their players to play it. So a lot of people were complaining that they had some kind of insider information. They won a very small percentage of the actual prizes, but it is a very large amount of money. It's actually in the millions of dollars when you total up all the winnings from all the people in the company. Yeah, for a small amount of people,
too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was 50 people or something, and like $1.4 million or something.
Listen, it's not insider information, though. What it is they're doing all the research, and before they even give it to you, they know what they're going to do that week, you know what I mean? So they have a big edge over you, and for them to be getting paid to do this and then play it, I really don't like it.
But unless they're allowed to set their lineups before you're allowed, then how is it more of an advantage? Because if everybody's allowed to start setting their lineups the same day, yes, they have more information, but they're just lucky enough to work at a job that happens to give them this information. I don't think they should be allowed to do it. If like DraftKings said they weren't allowed anymore, which I'm pretty sure they at least temporarily suspended it, I'm fine with that. You know, if I worked there, I wouldn't be upset. But I also don't see it as such a huge deal as some of these other people do.
I'll tell you what, let's start a DraftKings account or whatever, and you pay me to give you the information for it. And then I get to win some of the money too. I'm down with it. So how much are you going to pay me to start this account is what I want to know.
I'll give you half, dude.
But I want paid just to do the research.
No, see, that's not going to happen. You just get half the winnings.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, I feel that. I have no problem with that, but it's just the getting paid to do the research. Of course you're going to do all the research because you're getting paid for it.
Yeah, but I mean, you're just lucky, dude. I don't know. I don't see it. I mean, you work in that job. People on Wall Street are allowed to invest. I don't know.
Yeah, but Wall Street's a scam.
Yeah, life's a scam. Walmart's a scam. They
try
to scam me out of a grill.
Life's a scam. So DraftKings and what's the other one? FanDuel. Scams.
Well, Nevada has banned it. They will not allow it in the whole state because it's gambling. There's a couple other states that already had banned it. Yahoo pulled their daily fantasy from Florida because of some rules down there pertaining to gambling. So a lot of people, Congress, they're pushing to try to push these guys out of business. These guys have billions of dollars already. They got high money lawyers that can get them out of this. I don't see the government winning. I think they eventually come to a conclusion, maybe an unsettled amount of money. And I think FanDuel and DraftKings are allowed to continue business as usual, even in Nevada.
I hope so.
Even though I don't play them.
It's not the government's business.
No, it's not. And people say it's gambling. I mean, it's not gambling to me, though, because you have to have skill to do it. If you never watched football, you might luckily be able to beat me in a game, just by picking players. But the probability of somebody who knows nothing about football as opposed to somebody who even is a casual fan winning is just so low. So I don't consider it gambling. Anybody can go pull the handle on a slot machine if they put the coin in it and win. There's no skill to that at all. It's pumping money in it until you happen to maybe win. Card games and stuff, they do have some skill, but it's not gambling to me. It's just fantasy football.
Well, the way I see it, when you look at football, what they term gambling is these games. They put a line against the game and you put money on it, you know what I mean? And really, if you knew nothing about football, you could just throw money down and you got a 50-50 chance of winning. Now, in FanDuel and DraftKings, there's no way you have a 50-50 chance of winning because you actually need to know what's going on
and
put
many
a lineup
people
together. Yeah.
And there's so many, so many different people to choose from and, lineup combinations. It takes skill. It's not just luck. It's not like winning the lottery. Moving on, third topic, third down, Houston Texans. What the hell happened to their defense? They got Jadeveon Clowney. They got J.J. Watt. They drafted that Kevin Johnson, the cornerback. I forget their beast safety's name. They were one of the top defenses in the league last year. They scared opposing quarterbacks. It didn't matter who you were. They were just ripping their freaking heads off. Now they just look like a peewee team. Their quarterback situation's in complete disarray. It's either Bubby Hoyer or Ryan Rubber Mallet.
Well, I'll tell you what, they do have DeAndre Hopkins,
garbage.
and he has been pretty much the best receiver in football this season since Big Ben went down, and Antonio Brown hasn't been the same with him out. But I think we understood this coming into this season that the Houston Texans didn't have a quarterback, though. Who was their quarterback? Ryan Mallett? Was he supposed to be their starter?
Oh, no. Bubby Hoyer started, and then he lost, and then Ryan Mallett came in.
I mean, we sort of seen that they didn't have a quarterback out there, and then Arian Foster, he was injured for the first couple weeks of the season. He came back earlier than expected, obviously, and he's looked good. But really, it's all about that defense. They have been terrible this season.
Absolute garbage. What's J.J. Watt scaring right now? Because he ain't scaring me. The little kids get about to trick-or-treat in front of my house are scarier than he is. Please don't come to the studio, J.J. Watt.
Oh, he's sick right now. He's in bed with chicken soup.
Oh, his mom's got him some chunky soup.
Please believe. I think it was
Jerome
Donovan McNabb's mom.
And Donovan McNabb. Well, they use a bunch of moms now.
Oh, yeah. I don't even pay attention
moms
to that
all
garbage
day
anymore. Campbell's is garbage.
Soup is garbage. It's not even real food.
Yeah, I mean, they're sitting at 2-4 right now, and they did lose to an undefeated Panthers team. They lost to, at the time, which was an undefeated Atlanta team, and they lost to the Colts, who looks like they're finally starting to turn it around. But they only beat the Jaguars and the Buccaneers, and they also lost to the Kansas City Chiefs opening day. And they've been letting up a ton of points. Now, last week they only did let up 20 points to the Jaguars, but it was 27 and 48 the 2 weeks before that. Granted, it was Falcons and Colts, but this isn't what you expected from this defense.
Yeah,
and
the Houston defense is a type of defense that it shouldn't matter if you're playing an elite offense. They were still expected to shut them down. That's what people thought was coming from this defense this year. So your Andrew Lucks, your Drew Breeses, Matt Ryans, whoever you're playing, they still expected them to get to the or get to the quarterback, get some sacks, get some turnovers, and obviously dominate against the run. And none of that has really happened. Watt's been disappointing. Clowney can't stay on the field. People call Ryan Shazier injury prone. Jadeveon Clowney's on the same way, except for he was the first overall pick. That was supposed to be the dynamic duo pass rusher. When they drafted Clowney, I thought, holy bleep. How is anybody ever going to be able to throw the ball against this defense? It's like Greg Lloyd and Kevin Green coming at you all over again. Brother.
yeah, if you go back and listen to our fantasy segments at the beginning of the year, we were talking up Houston's defense huge.
Mad defense.
I mean, we said they were going to be an all-time defense, possibly. I mean, we didn't come out and say it's guaranteed they're going to be an all-time defense or anything, but they brought in Vince Wilfork to help shore up the middle of that defense there. And really, though, in the end, the Colts are 3-3, and they don't look like the team that everybody thought they were going to be. Of course, Andrew Luck was out for a while, but even before he got hurt, he didn't look the same.
Tearing it up.
And then they got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 1 win in that division, and the Tennessee Titans have 1 win in that division. Houston is actually just 1 game out of first, in second place at 2-4, so they still have time to turn it around. And when you have J.J. Watt, you'd really think that's a real possibility to do, wouldn't you?
Speaking of the Jaguars real quick, I believe we all picked them in our line show, and then I went and looked back, and they get smoked in London every time they play.
Well, listen, yeah, they always play in London, though. They're going to turn it around. Listen, this team,
I hope so.
If there is a team in London in the future, it's probably going to be the Jaguars.
Yeah, you're right. But
So,
the Houston's defense, they're just playing piss poor this year. For their caliber players, anyway.
Yeah, remember they drafted that Bernardrick McKinney we were high on in the draft? I mean, we weren't real high on him. We said maybe back-end, high-end second-round pick. They went out and got him. Like I said, they brought in Will Fork. They had the MVP and J.J. Watt.
Brian Cushings.
Yeah, Cushing, obviously. Jadeveon Clowney comes back from his injury or whatever it was.
Microfracture.
But just nothing's going on with this defense.
It's like they're doing the Thriller
You even
dance
look at
out
their
there.
corners. I mean, you got Kareem Jackson and Jonathan Joseph on the outside. Quit doing that. I mean, when I just look at this team on paper, I think they're beast. But you look at a team like the Pittsburgh Steelers, a lot of people thought were going to be a bad defense this season. They definitely don't have the names like this secondary has, and they stepped up and have been pretty good this year.
It's all Keith Butler, baby. He's feeling it.
Maybe the Houston Texans will hire Keith Butler as their head coach.
Screw that. He stayed as our linebacker coach for like 55 years. There's no way he's leaving now.
Is he going to take over Mike Tomlin one day?
No. Tomlin's never going to leave. That sociopath's always going to be here.
Yeah, but Houston, do you think they still have a chance in this division? I mean, it's only the Indianapolis Colts ahead of them, and like I said, they're only a game back, and they do have time to turn it around. Bobby Hoyer looks pretty good at quarterback over the past couple weeks. You got the number one receiver out there. You got one of the top backs in football back now. So, I mean, they still have some stuff going on out there, and like I said, that division isn't very good.
They can do it, and I'm going to tell you why. What they need to do, get that defense going, get to their elite level. They have the Arian Foster, the one of the best running backs in football when he's healthy. Obviously, you said they got Hopkins. Bobby Hoyer can play efficient football. When you don't ask him to go out and throw the ball 40 times, he probably won't turn it over a lot. You know, you might get an interception out of him each game, but if you're only turning the ball over one time and your defense is getting 2 or 3 a game or even 1 or 2 a game like they have the capabilities of, there's no reason they can't come back and win this division. Andrew Luck's going to start playing better. The Colts are going to start playing better, but the sheer fact that they've already lost 3 games, the numbers just don't add up. And they're not going to go on a run and finish 13-3. They're going to probably lose 2, maybe 3 more games. So 10-6, maybe even 9-7 might win this division, and Houston definitely has a chance at doing it as long as this defense ramps it up a little.
Agreed.
And you want Arian Foster to do good because you stole him and he's on your fantasy team.
I didn't steal anything.
You stole him from me because he was my next pick.
Well, I told you when to draft the guy. You said I thought he'd be there in the next round.
And you stole
when
him.
I'm in your draft, you know damn well he's not going to be there.
Oh, you should have picked somebody else. He was my sleeper. I'm hurting now. I went from first place and second place to third place and third place. It's scary,
And
son.
now you play the number one team, 6-0. You're beat.
And I played the guy who's number 1 now, I played him last week and he beat me. So it's back-to-back,
In
different
the
leagues.
other league, yeah.
Crazy. But
That's what you get for talking yourself up every single week.
Listen, I haven't talked smack in fantasy this year almost at all. It's all the other years where I played fantasy that I talked smack.
I hope you're joking, right?
No, I might have said my team was good, but I never talked smack on anybody else's team this year. Before, dude, I used to blast everybody's team, and I was 0-6.
I'm not saying you're talking down other people's teams. I'm
all
just
right, well,
saying
I'm
all
allowed
you
to say
do.
my team's good. That's what you're supposed to do. You have to have confidence in your team. I'm
You
not
just
gonna
don't
say,
shut up about it.
well, it's my job. I'm a radio host. I'm supposed to tell everybody what I think. They want to hear. People wait for this stuff. I mean, they're trying to get through their day at work, their day at school, their ride home. They're like, man, I really need to know what this kid's trying to say.
About his own fantasy team.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how we roll here. But that's it. That's all we got for you today, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 3 and Out. Any questions or comments, hit us up on Twitter at bet_the_spread or hit me up on Twitter at betjimthewin. Check out the Facebook page at facebook.com/betthespread. Keep coming back to YouTube. Thank you to our last 3 subscribers. We were stuck on 187. Didn't want to look like we were trying to murk nobody. Up to 190. Let's get it to 200. 200 by tomorrow, Dash.
Tomorrow.
Believe it.